Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone. This your boy Heat of Cool doing another YouTube live. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend so far. Today's topic is going to be, and this is for the men. Uh, for the men's, the topic is if you want to, which woman you want to be with to spend the rest of your life with, American woman or a foreign woman. The reason why I bring up this topic because I had research about this past week and a couple of weeks ago that a lot of men wants to be with foreign women because they're straightforward, they honest, they take their relationship seriously, and that's that. But on the other hand, a lot of them don't want to be with American women. They don't take their relationship seriously. They play games on men and they look for relationships for the wrong reasons. So that's that discussion for today and stuff like that. So hold on. Yeah. So today, yeah, that's gonna be the topic all about. I know most people be going on dates in America and stuff and having a great time relationship with the women here in America. But at the same time, the relationship don't go any further because, I'm not sure, what the relationship, I'm not sure, what's going on between them, between their relationship and stuff. But I know most of the times that it don't last long because, women looking for a relationship for the wrong reasons and liking a man for the wrong reasons, and I know why. And because of what he got, like a car, um, a nice house, nice home, all that materialism stuff. That's the reason why a lot of women like American men for the wrong reasons, and then mostly they don't want to be with them because be with them if they don't have the money. But if they do have the money, if they making like 11 millions or more than that, then that's what they're gonna be with that guy for the wrong reasons. But women overseas, they don't care about that. They don't care all of that. They like for a person or who they are, and that's that. So that's the reason why I believe a lot of men go for women that's not from this country, that's overseas, and they have better relationships, better marriages, and all that type of stuff. Another thing when I be out and about, I see a lot of guys and a lot of women be dressing type of fabulous type, the bling bling platinum and stuff. And I be thinking to myself, all right, they like each other, but I bet you they like each other for the wrong reason because how the way they dress and look and all that. But I bet you when they be in a relationship, I bet you that relationship ain't gonna last long. Or if they get married, I bet you that marriage don't last long. I mean, I'm not trying to judge, but I know I'm right about that. That's just my opinion and stuff. Like I know most times, I ain't gonna say most of the times, but I know I don't know when the last time I've been on a date with a woman over here, but I can't picture it. But I know when I be going on dates and stuff, I be having a great time with the woman, have a great conversation, I mean, we joke around a little bit, have fun, and we talk about serious conversations and stuff. But I'm not interested in her because I don't think she's not my type because she probably ain't gonna like for what I got and stuff like that. And I know other times I've been on dates with women over here, is they uh from another country and stuff. Like I think when I was on a date back in 2024, I was on a date with a woman. She was born in the islands, but I think she came to America back in '95, and I had a great time with her. Great conversation. We had fun. We went to the wrestling event when it was like Bad Blood in Atlanta, and I had a great time with her, enjoyed myself and all that. So I don't mind, going on a date with women over here, but they're not gonna, be my type and stuff like that. So hopefully I will be with somebody that's not from this country, that's overseas, and that's that. So I know a lot of times over here and stuff, I see couples, they be married, they get together, but the marriage don't last long because I know what it's for, and they can be married for 2 years and get a divorce, or they could be married for like 20 to 30 years and they get a divorce. It's all because the heart behind the relationship, and a lot of times, and a lot of times, um, I know I'm not married and stuff, but the way I'm seeing it and picturing it and stuff, because I um be researching this all the time, that they don't be honest when they do their vows when they get married. They say they doing this for God and all that and stuff, to the point that they're newlyweds. I think newlyweds, like new married couples, the marriage will go well for like 4, 5 or 6 days, to the point that arguments gonna happen, and whether it be good arguments, bad arguments, sometimes gonna be good arguments, most could be bad arguments. But at the same time, the reason why they arguing a lot, because in their relationship, they was not really honest for the get-go, saying that they like each other, uh, they like this person for the right reason, but deep down inside, you want to be with him, or you want to be with her because they got money, they got something what they like, but they really don't like that person for who they are or what they got. And that's how the relationships in the United States is, whether it be dating or marriage. Those relationships don't last long because uh both I would say genders, man and woman, liking each other for the wrong reasons, and that's that. And but if a person be with somebody overseas, then it's a different story. Then they're gonna take their relationship to the next level, depending. So I know that I've been on dates a couple of times, and all the dates went well, but at the same time, I was not interested in that woman, and that's that. I'm not sure if she was interested in me, or probably I did not ask the question in that in that on that date and stuff. But I see why a lot of guys like uh foreign women, because they tell it like it is, and they humble and compassion. But women over here, most of them are not like that. They just play games on you. They're not honest with you. And to the point, um, that guy marries that American woman, he thinks everything is fine, but sooner or later, it's everything is going to change in that relationship, because something about her was not honest with that guy since he met her since day one. And that's that. Um, so that's the reason why I be, conversating with women overseas over messengers and stuff, seeing how they doing. And that's that. And I think I be talking to American women over Instagram. I don't know when the last time I did that, but it's been a minute. But most times when I be on Messenger, I be checking on women that I know that's from overseas and seeing how they doing and stuff like that. So that's how it is. And another thing about these American women, they don't look for guys like me, like a G or anything. I don't know if I discussed this before when I did Be Careful in the Upscale Environment, but I'm just gonna say it again. Most of these American women, they look for guys that's, dressed for success, that work a 9 to 5, white collar job Monday to Fridays. And, they will get together with them, build relationships. Um, he meet her friends for the first time or second, third time, and they conversate with one another. Her friends look beautiful, attractive, including herself. Then, she meets his friends that's on his level, that's dressed for success, upscale and all that. They have a great conversation to the point that they go on dates for like, 1, 2, 5, 6 or several months, to the point they continue to build with one another, to the point they take their relationships to the next level. And, same thing with a ghetto fab guy. American women like those ghetto fab dudes that have money, that's drive a fancy car like a Cadillac Escalade or a Chevrolet Camaro with rims on it. And they like them and they do the same thing. She meets his homeboys, he meets her home girls, and they have a great conversation to the point that they go out for several times, whether it be a bar or a club or a party or get together that they going to, and have great conversations and take their relationships to the next level. But deep down inside, both of them are liking each other for the wrong reasons. They're not liking for each other who they are, especially the woman, but they liking she liking him or what he got, like money. Cause if a dude don't have no money and his money is low, that American woman's not gonna be with him because he's broke. He don't have this or what she like. He don't have that or what she likes. So she's not gonna be with him. And that's how American women do. They like guys if they have money. How much it is, like millions or trillions, they will be with that dude. Or that I mentioned, he stays in a nice upscale, I would say luxury. What's that luxury area? She will be with him, or having a nice mansion. That's what she will be with that American man. And then to the point that they enjoy themselves, have a great conversation. But when it comes to marrying those guys, when I mentioned about the dress for success guys and the ghetto fab guys, then they're not going to be honest when they do their vows. And once they do their vows, then it's going to be a disaster when they get married. And to the point that some marriage don't last long, others last for 15 to 20 years. And then to the point that, they have a great time on the marriage, but sooner or later, arguments going to happen. And don't get me wrong, arguments going to happen in every marriage, whether it be if the guy dating a woman overseas or over here, arguments going to happen in relationships or marriage. But at the same time, long as that the arguments are not bad, and that's something that I got to learn when I've been in a relationship, hopefully with a woman overseas. But at the same time, I think the reason why a lot of bad arguments are happening in relationships over here um because the relationships, because they want to be with each other for fake reasons, and they're not being with that individual because of his personality or her personality, or they don't have God in the picture. And when they get together and be in a relationship, they might say they doing this for God, but deep down inside they really want to do it for themselves, for each other, and for selfish reasons. And to the point that they'll say they'll do it for God, to the point that once they get in a relationship, they gonna take God out of the picture and focus on each other for selfish reasons. And that's how relationships and marriage don't last long, because they don't have God in the picture. They don't have person each other's personalities in the picture. They have like, they want to have materialism, money, and all selfish things in the relationship that's gonna make the relationship don't last long, or the marriage don't last long. So that's how that's how a lot of guys don't want to be with American women, because they they're not straightforward to them about relationships, and they always want to play games and be phony around them, and that's why they want to be with a foreign woman, because foreign women is going to take their relationship seriously. They're going to like the person who they are, and not for what they got and all that. Don't get me wrong that some foreign women might have American mindset and looking for American guy or a gal where wherever country they from for the wrong reasons and stuff, but most of them are not going to be like that. Same thing in America. A lot of American women is not going to look for American don't is not going to look for American man for all that materialism things. They'll like them for who they are. Some American women is going to do that. Don't get me wrong. Some are going to look for a guy in a relationship for the right reasons, for spiritual reasons, but most of them is not going to look for a relationship with them in spiritual reasons, but selfish reasons, and that's that. So don't get me wrong, but majority, be honest, a lot of American guys want to be with somebody overseas, whether they from Africa, Nigeria, uh Asian, Jamaica, you name it, Latin America, South America. A lot of guys wants to be with those women and be in better relationships. And once they do that, they have better relationships and, better marriage. But over here, most of these marriages not gonna last long. It's not gonna be better marriages. Some are, but most of them are not, because all they want is just be with the guy for the wrong reason and what he has and what he got. And most of the times that I learned from a friend of mine, about the women over here. I didn't I did not research about these things because of him. I had to figure this out on my own. Once I researched about, why a lot of guys wants to be with women overseas, it was true. And I self-educate myself on that, and that's that. And I got some of the notes that I had researched about this past week about why American men don't want to be with American woman and stuff. See, here it is. A growing number of American men have given up on dating American women. Many of them are traveling to foreign countries to meet better prospective life or partners. Some even grasp far as engaging in the service of international matchmaking companies to find themselves a foreign bride. So it's true that a lot of guys travel over there to meet the foreign women's and have a great conversation with them, and they have great and better marriages and stuff. And that's true, and stuff. Instead of being with some woman over here that's want to play games, that's want to be a gold digger and all that type of stuff. Like and I know why a lot of American women goes for those guys that I mentioned about the dress for success guys and the ghetto fab guys. And I'm not trying to say this and go too far, and I'm just being honest to my opinion. The reason why they want to be with those guys because they are the weakest link. They will find a way to trick those guys, say that they like them, want to be with them, and think they want to be with them forever. No, you want to be with them to use the crap out of them because they got money and you want to like play games and try to go behind his back, and steal money from him. And the guy who's dressed for success or ghetto fab or even a thug dude is too blind and too foolish to see themselves or what's going on in their marriage. And sooner or later they can be married for like 15 to 35 years. He's gonna be looking stupid, foolish, and shocked that the woman that he married for 35 years that's from America was been a gold digger for 35 years, and he will be shocked and disappointed about that. But you too blind to did not see that since day one. You didn't see her red flags. And that's that. And that's the reason why I I'm not gonna go far, but I've heard a lot of uh people that I know that was married, the women over here in America that been in them been with them for like I don't know how many years, then to the point that I found out they got a divorce. I don't want to go into details, but I just know them. And that's that. I don't want to know why they got a divorce for. It's not my business, but I know I know probably why they got a divorce because they probably didn't had God in the picture, and that's that. So so those the reason why they choose those guys because they know that those type of men are the weakest link for them to embarrass them and make a fool out of them because they're not honest to them and they probably not honest to themselves when it comes to American dating relationships and marriages and that's that. Um but me on the other hand, like I'm not trying to sound arrogant or anything. I'm too wise for that. I'm too strong for them and stuff. It's gonna be kind of hard for them to use me. And that's it. That's that. Like I I liked it like, I liked it some women in the past. Like I mentioned this one girl that used to go to the church that I used to go to, the same church. I thought she was the one. She was American, but that I mentioned before, she knows that I was a strong guy, but she found a way to like, trick me. And she was not honest with me about the relation about being in a relationship with her, but you wanna go behind my back and be in a relationship with another dude. Well, I mean with another dude while you telling me and stuff. So I'm glad that the people that was in my life that I'm close friends to let me know about her. I had to tell her like it is that, I don't want to be friends with you no more, but associates. So that's that. And see, that's one thing about it. I brought that up. That's how American women do to a guy. They will, they might, they will like a guy for like several years. They can't get him off their mind. They'll talk about their friends about this dude to the point that the guy thinks that she love him, and they might conversate on the phone like several nights and several days and stuff to the point that they've been on dates for I would say several times to the point that he ready to take the relationship to the next level. But sooner or later, he finding out that she's not honest with him and she's she's talking to somebody else behind his back. And to the point that when he find out that she's seeing somebody else and she want to be with somebody else and date or marry somebody else, he's gonna be frustrated. He's gonna be mad. He's gonna be disappointed about that. See, that's how American women do to these guys. They will pretend like they like this guy and can't get him off his mind to the point that they see somebody else. And I know why they like that other person because they like for that person and what he has. But the other guy that she don't like him because he don't have the things that she likes and stuff. And that's why she goes for the other dude, whether he's a ghetto fab guy thug that has money in his bank account, or the dress for success tune up nose guy. That's what they go for. And and that's that, I seen it all here in America and stuff, and that's that. Um Another thing, the reason why a lot of American women don't want to be with a guy, especially if they don't drive. Like, if they find out if a person don't drive, they don't want to be with you. They don't want to be with you because they want to be with somebody that has a car. They want to take them places like to the store, the bank, anywhere, and expecting that guy to do all the driving. But he gonna get tired and want you to drive the car sometimes to uh give him a break. I believe most American women will do that, but others gonna refer him to do all the driving. That's gonna get old to the point that that relationship ain't gonna last long as well. That's my opinion. So that's another thing, that they're not gonna be with a guy if he don't drive in the United States, because especially here in Atlanta and California, they more car materified. But other cities, they're not car materified. The only woman probably might like a guy and for who they are and don't care what they got, including the car, it's probably women from up north and probably some parts of California, like San Francisco. That's just my opinion. But Atlanta, LA, they more on that bling bling type, the cars, the nice things, and all that, and stuff like that. And I see why Atlanta and LA have something in common with that, including the women that's from here and over there and stuff like that. But that's the only time. That's just my opinion, that the only women here in America will like a person if they don't got if they don't have all this, is the up north women and some of the women that's from the West Coast, like San Francisco, and that's that. And I see why San Fran and New York got something in common, because a lot of them, I think, ride transportation and driving, and that's that. Don't get me wrong, all of them not like that. They still will like a guy if they drive and he has nice things and have like 50 grand, millions, whatever you call it, in his bank account, and get with him for the wrong reasons. You got some of them like that. But majority, a lot of women in America that will be with somebody who got all those nice things is here, LA, or any other parts of the city in America, and that's that. Um, the only thing that I forgot to mention, the only time if I want to be with some woman from America, is she has the same condition as me or disability. But don't get me wrong, some of them can still have that American mind frame and normal mind frame to be with somebody that's going to take care of them, that's going to put them in a nice home, get them a nice car, get them nice things, whatever it is, a nice platinum watch, nice platinum jewelry, and all that type of stuff, and ready to use the crap out of dude. Some women that has the same conditions like me, I don't know whether it be MLD or ADHD, they can still have that American regulativism mind frame to use a dude over here for the wrong reason, and that's that. And I used to like a woman that was like that, but when I found out that she wants to have somebody to put her in a nice home, get her a nice car, I just cut that relationship off. We still friends today, but I don't want to be with her because she want to look for a guy that wants to help her do that, and that's that. But that's how American relationships is over here, and most of them don't. The divorce rate is high over here, and most of the relationships and marriages don't last long because, that I mentioned a few minutes ago, they liked each other for the wrong reasons where they've been married for 30 to 40 years and, you know, divorces happen and they never had God and spiritual personalities in the picture, but themselves and whatever they got in the picture that's kind of selfish to both of their parts. And don't get me wrong, I know I mentioned about most American women be gold diggers using the crap out of guys where they in a relationship or marriage, but some of the guys can be gold diggers too. And the divorce don't always happen for the woman, it can be for the men as well. And that's that. So I'm not just talking about the American women, I'm talking about the men as well, that they want to also be in a relationship with that woman for the wrong reasons. He want to be in a relationship because she's fine. She's very attractive. She got a beautiful body. And they get together. Relationship don't last long. The marriage don't last long because he want to be with her for his selfish, annoying reasons. I'm just being real, and that's that, you know. And but that's what the guy also looking for a relationship with her, looking in the relationship for her for himself because he want to be with her and don't have not caring about her personality, her spirituality, but her attractions, her body, and that's that. And and when that happens, that's the wrap. Is they ain't gonna be together that long, and that's that. So it don't have to necessarily be the woman breaking up relationship or getting divorced. It can, I mean, the man has something to do with that relationship for his selfish part, and that's that. Another thing is like in America, they also want to get with some thug dude, bag of jeans. He looks ignorant. She looks ignorant and beautiful and attractive. I've seen it all when I'm out and about, when I'm heading to work or going to the coffee shop. I see those type of things, but I don't say nothing. But when I be seeing that, I'm be like, dang, I see why relationships over here don't last long because, look how the way they dress, look how the way they carry themselves. And when I hear them talk or argue, I'm be like, man, they're not gonna that relationship not gonna last long. I could tell. And sooner or later, they break up, they be with somebody else, and when they be with somebody else in America, it's gonna be the same thing. And that's that. So I believe they married somebody that's a thug, when the divorce happens, it's gonna be the dude's fault in that relationship, in their marriage for the get-go because he's going behind her back, seeing other women's and going out with other women's while she knowing about it. And when she find out, that's a wrap. That relationship is gonna go chaos, haywire. And that's how, another thing in America that these relationships don't last long because they're going behind each other's backs, um, seeing women seeing other men, men seeing other women, and the relationship is going to be sour. Like, milk, like milk is over date and it's sour like milk. That's how relationship in America is. Next minute it's good. Next minute the relationship will go sour, and that's that. And if they date a foreign woman, I, it's gonna be good relationship, great talks. When they get married, their marriage will last for eternity. Like the other day, I don't know, it was last year, the year before last. I was in the car with this Lyft driver, and we was talking about. Uh, I was talking about I work at the CDC, and I was talking about my badge, about getting inspired, and it's important to use it. And I think somehow we talked about women, and I brought up saying that I want to be with a woman overseas and not women from this country. And he brought up a good point saying I date and I'm married a Nigerian woman. Sometimes I go over there. I think he go over there to see her family, or they go over there. They both go over there, to see her family and relatives and all that. And I'm like, okay, this dude from Atlanta married a Nigerian woman. I hope I do the same thing, man. I'm like, okay, he's doing good and stuff. I want to do the same thing like he's doing, marrying a woman from overseas and stuff. And I was like, dang, I think that's the same day when he mentioned that I started researching about why a lot of American men want to date women from overseas. And I did that, and it brought up some topics that, that discuss why a lot of them want to date them, because they're not like these women over here that's gonna be, what's that, another word for honest, um being I'm gonna say dishonest or being deceitful and all that. So, and I'm like, okay, if those people in the United States dating foreign women, I'm proud of them. I hope I do the same thing. Keep it up. And that's that. So that's the reason why I research about it. And another thing that I want to say about why these women want to, like, date these guys for the wrong reasons. It says, in other words, many of these women think highly of themselves. They believe that they deserve a high vile man. For this reasons, many will not settle unless the guy is smart, a word that I don't like to say. I refer wise, smart, good looking, funny, physical, fit, and makes a six-figure income. Bingo. That's what I'm talking about. That's why a lot of these American women want to like a guy for the wrong reason, because if he make a good income, if he has good credit, but if he don't have none of that, she's not gonna be with him. That's for the wrong reasons. But if a foreign woman hears all that, she's not gonna study about that. She's gonna focus on who you are really as a person. That's that, for spiritual reasons and personality reasons as well. Um, what else? Unfortunately, they seek only a make up to 30% ballpark figures of the male populations in the US. So, and another thing is like the what I mean, where they are being snobs and stuff like that, and then and that's another thing about them. They snobs, and they think they better than most of the men over here, and it's been like this for years. All the stuff that I've been mentioning about, about, stuck up feminism and all that, it's not a new thing. So that's one thing I brought up, feminism. Everybody thinks that feminisms happened after the 60s. No, feminism's been out since the beginning of time. I researched that, I don't know how many years ago. Is feminism been out since the biblical days. And I'm not going to go into that race. That race caused the black women population to be feminine and stuff, especially in this country. And that's how it is today in 2026. A lot of women are feminine and stuff like that. So they got it from that race. And that's how a lot of American women are very affected to this day. And when I be out and about, I'm not trying to judge the woman, but I can feel her spirit. When I see her, I can see she's tuned up her nose, or she looking kind of serious, but she looking serious in a knowing way. I'm like, excuse me, that's a red flag. She looked like she want to start trouble. If a if a ignorant thug do want to holler at her, she don't want to be bothered with him. But I bet you, if some other, race holler at her, bet she'll have a conversation with him. Or if if she see a smart, dress for success coon that's taught proper or taught regular from the suburbs, she gonna have a conversation with old dude. And that that's how they start a conversation with one another, and they take their relationship to the next level and marriage to the next level, and afterwards it's going to be a roller coaster in their relationship. That's how I would see a feminism woman will talk to a dress success guy than any other dude, including myself. So when I'm out and about, I be seeing women that's like that. Like the other day when I was at Kroger's, um, I'm getting rained out. I see this light skinned girl, that light skinned worker. I think she's like over the cash. She was like the manager over the cashier cashier department. And she was looking in my direction. I'm looking down. I'm trying not to avoid not making out eye contact. The way she was looking at me, I seen that look before in the women in this country. The women in this country. And I'm like, this girl will stop looking at me. I'm not even doing anything to her. To the point that if she sees somebody that that's um that's dressed casual or probably a, a ghetto fab thug looking guy, I bet she will not look at him that type of way, but probably looked at him or the other guy normal, probably start a conversation with them, and that's that. And but people like myself or anybody that's not on her level, she's not gonna uh studying them, but studying the guys that's on her level. The the ghetto fab, the dress for sex, the platinum type of looking freaking dude. Sorry for saying like that. And that's how, another thing American women are. They will look at you in a stuck up type of situation, and that's that. Um Another thing that I forgot to mention about the divorce rates. But before that, let me try to find divorce rates in America. What's the divorce rate in America? Okay, it says the U.S. divorce rate has generally declined since its peak in the 1970s and 80s, with about 14 to 15 per 1,000 married women divorcing actually as of 2021 to 22, while the common 50% miss is over simple, roughly on a third to 40 of first marriages and end divorce. Divorce rate verified significantly by state, with Arkansas and Wyoming often having the highest rates than the national average. So I want I'm not going to continue to go on about this, but I know that America is one of the countries in this world has the highest divorce rates, and certain parts of Europe as well. And what did it say? Check this out. Uh, Demographic differences. Black Americans are most likely to have been divorced 41%, while Asian Americans are the least likely 16%. Bingo. See, divorce rate for each other is 41%, while the Asians are the least likely 16%. So, see what I mean about the US? The divorce rate is high because a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons, and they don't like each other for spiritual personality reasons, but selfish reasons, to the point that the marriage don't last long, or it might last long to the point it will still be a divorce, get a divorce, because because of unfailing marriages and stuff. Um, let me keep going down. Hmm. Regional differences. In 2022, Arkansas, New Mexico, Wyoming were among the state with the highest divorce rates per 1,000 women. Vermont reported the lowest. Vermont report the lowest. Hmm. Don't laugh at me. I'm not sure if Vermont is a country or a city, but I'm gonna try to research that whenever I get a chance. Factors affect the divorce rate. Hmm. Age and education. People married later in life often high with higher educations and final stability are less likely to divorce. I'm right about this, bro. I mean, y'all right about this. They like each other for the highest education. See what I mean? That's how it is in America. They want to like each other because of their education, and but not personality reasons for who they are, but education, money, platinum, all this nice, fancy, Nancy bull crap. They like each other to the point that when they get together, it's not gonna last long. Bingo. 45 years of marriage, divorce happens. I'm just laughing and going down these results and I'm looking at on my phone. Okay, that's enough. So, bingo, I hit the jackpot and stuff like that. So that's how it is in America. America is one of the countries that has the highest divorce rates in other parts of Europe. Let me see what's the divorce rate in Nigeria. What is the divorce rate in Nigeria? Huh? Nigeria has one of the highest and fastest growing divorce rates in the world, ranking 11 global as the 2023 with a rate of 299%, translated to roughly 8.18 1.8 divorces per thousand people. All right, divorce primarily driven by financial stress, indemnity, and compatibility, with about 62 of cases indicated by women, particular urban areas for the women employed outside the household. Dang. So I believe in those other countries, they had the highest divorce rate as well because they liking each other for the wrong reasons. But I bet you if a Nigerian woman and American man get together, then their relationship and marriage is gonna do just well. That's just my opinion. So other countries can have the same problems like the US, but be honest, I would believe US still has the highest divorce rate than other countries. But cause say 2.9% translates to roughly 1.8 divorce per thousand people. So yeah, about 62 cases of women. So, I know the internet don't lie, but it's really telling the truth and stuff. So, and it's the funny thing when I mention about, why a lot of men want to date women from overseas because they more humble than the women over here. Women can date other men from overseas as well, and it's the same thing that I mentioned. So, I'm just going down the cases of the divorce rates in the U.S. and the divorce rates in other countries as well. Um, hmm. Let me see something. What is the divorce rate in Ghana? according to the 2021 population, the housing's over 55.3 a million Ghanas are divorced, with other 4 million separated. Divorce rates in Ghana have been rising, with students estimating of 12% rate, while students on women first marriage suggestions even higher long-term dilution rates. Female divorces significantly outnumber males at 65.5% compared to 34.5%. All right. Dang. I'm not gonna read all that, but it seems like, other countries got their divorce rates going on as well, but still over here it's even more worse, to my opinion. And that's that. So I'm just going over the divorce rates and all that. um I want to look up another thing. What's the divorce rate in Georgia? What is the divorce rate in Georgia? Georgia divorce rate is roughly 2.1, 2.2 per 1,000 residents as of 2026, placing it slightly below the national average in terms of crude rate. Through some data sources suggest it has recently had high rates of new divorces per thousand women. Bingo. Around 8.7, placing it among the top 10 states for the metric notes. Online divorce. Oh, I'm not going to say what I see because I work for that place. uh I'm just gonna say the state has been general decline in divorce rates over the past decades. Key Georgia divorce status in terms rate per 1,000 residents approach 2.1, 2.2, 2026 rate per 1,000 women, 8.7, ranking 10th in the U.S. First marriage that end in divorce last average about 8 years. I'm not surprising. Demographics: a notable spike in divorce occurs among those aged 30 to 34. Not surprised about that. OnlineDivorce.com, better law divorce attorneys. And I can keep going on with this. So, I'm just going over the divorce rates in certain parts of the cities in America and certain parts of the city of, you know, other countries. Let me see. One more thing I want to look up from another country before I wrap this up. The divorce rate in Asia. Divorce rate in Asia divides with high rates in East Asia, led by South Korea 46, China 44%, and Japan 35%. As of 2025, driven by urbanization, whatever that word is, and shifting social norms, conversely, many parts of South and Southeast Asia maintain lower rates, such as India at 1% and Vietnam, yeah, at 7%. Man, that's kind of low. Often due to transnational family vows and crucial taboos. All right. Okay, I already said all that. Okay, Thailand, 28%. Okay. Indonesia, 70%, 60% in India. Okay. So I believe if I read this right there, divorce rate is kind of low. Okay. So yeah, I was just looking at these divorce rates that I researched on my phone. I was gonna go with my notes to see it because I wrote it down when I did my research about the divorce rates in America in other countries as well. I take forever trying to find them. So I've been going over the divorce rates in America and other countries. So I just find out that other countries have their issues with relationship as well. But if they date somebody over here, whether it be a man liking a woman from overseas or a woman liking a man from overseas, bet you their marriage will relationship will go well, and then marriage will be smoothly and better and stuff like that. But liking each other, where American woman liking American man, or a foreign man liking a foreign woman, that relationship and marriage will not go well with one another, and that's that. So I hope I'm not confusing anybody. I just want to know for the men, if at the end of the day, if you want to be with a woman from your country like America, or you want to date and be with another woman that's not from America, and that's that. Hopefully, I will be with somebody overseas, foreign, and not a woman from this country. I'm about to wrap this up. Hope I'm not confusing anybody, but I'm told it like it is about why a lot of men want to date women from overseas, because they don't want to date the women over here because they are not honest. They always want to, play games and come up with something, come up with a sneaky plan how to fool the guy that she likes, whether that's her boyfriend or husband, and find find a way to trick them for the relationship to go sour, or marriage to go sour, that leads to a breakup in the relationship and divorce in the marriage. But hopefully that answer the question. It's y'all decision. Because me, on the other hand, I want to be with a woman from overseas. But at the same time, if y'all want to be with somebody overseas, that's good. Y'all will have better marriages, hopefully. But someone over here, hope y'all do your best to have the relationship last long and have a better marriage for it to last for eternity. Because every day, divorces in this country that I mentioned in Georgia happen every day, including this year. So that's it. That's the end of the discussion about American man want to be with American woman or foreign woman. That's it. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday and the rest of the week. Heat of Cool is out. Like I always say this, stay cool. Don't be a fool. And that's what's up. Take care and peace. Oh. In stream.